If you guys are wondering why I do that every time, it's because this software tends to operate kind of slowly on my computer. But anyway, hello guys, what's going on, Eurovoxers? We are
Hi.
live. We're following up as we have been for the last 2 weeks or so, doing our evening live chats, just checking in with you guys. As you know, obviously with the cancellation of Eurovision, a lot of people are still trying to get their fix, and we're doing our best to provide that to you. So first and foremost, let's say hello to the people in the live chat. Hello, Sarah O'Halloran. Nice to see you again.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, Joanne Johnson. Nice to see you as well. And Karen's, who I'm going to take a note from Andy and just call you Karen's because I can't really make out what that acronym is.
I think it has to do with Latvia, I think.
Okay.
And
Let
maybe
us know.
97 is the year that you were born.
Yeah, that much I could probably pick up on. Nice to see the voice react.
Hello.
Hello, Euroboy4. Hello,
Hi.
ESC Manga. And
Hi.
hello, Onslow70. Nice to see you.
Listening
And
to you.
Flawless and
Like us. Flawless like us.
yeah, Flawless like us. Hello, Ora. Nice to see you again. And Piotr Bukat. Good afternoon. Afternoon for me and evening for them.
Black pitch night in the Baltic countries.
First and foremost, Clara and Dominic, how are you guys doing? What's going on with you?
I'm good. I am very entertained with this quarantine. It's not like big change. The basic big change is that I'm not flying around. But and guys, like in 2 days, I would have had my airplane to Eurovision, to the London Eurovision pre-party.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I'm sure that you heard yesterday that the Spanish Euro Party is going to happen online. So, I mean, it's obviously not the same thing as being in person and without a contest to look forward to after that. But it's still some good news. And Dominic, how are you doing? What's your life been like under these conditions?
Yeah, pretty boring, I must say. There's nothing I could do besides like working out from home and writing my papers. So there's nothing too special for now. Maybe now you're realizing, okay, there's so much you can do, which you wouldn't normally consider. And now it's like, well, I could go outside. Normally I wouldn't be like, okay, let's go outside. And now it's like, well, you're not supposed to do it. Now you wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of memes like that.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about the Finnish selection before we went on, and now I'm reminded of because we never know what we have until it's over, and we're looking back.
Yeah, actually, I have heard to the song again. I was like, oh, he was so right. He was so right.
And
Today I was sitting in the fridge and that song was playing on my Spotify, and like that exact line, I was like, shit. We're so super connected. I like it.
Axel can be the unofficial winner of Eurovision 2020 for reminding us of what we had. Olympic Song
lyrics.
Contest. Yeah, exactly. Olympic Song Contest is saying that he released his top 41 and certain people were not pleased. It's, I don't know, story of everyone's life. You can't make everyone happy. The voice react is telling Olympic Song Contest that the Olympics are canceled, if you haven't heard, or rather for them, they're postponed to next year, which feels a little bit more like postponing because the Olympics happen every 2 years. Four, yes, but if you count the Winter Olympics, like we definitely do, then it's...
Yeah, we do this as well, yeah.
Hello to ESC Polly from Team Eurovox.
Hey.
Sarah O'Halloran is asking if Vincent Bueno is really back. That's the news that we've heard. It seems to be official that he will be coming back for next year. Of course, it will be with a new song as per the rules regarding the songs from this year not being allowed. Hello to Monica Chesh.
I'm going to say one.
Oh, go ahead.
Go. No, I'm going to say one thing about Vincent Bueno's song because I've been all day hooked on my Eurovision playlist, and I was doing my groceries, and like the only thing I could hear was like the bass line because like it was super noisy in the shop, and he has a really good bass line in that song, like the bass. Like the fire shots, you can really hear the bass. I love that.
It's very commanding, isn't it?
Yeah. Like you have to dance or like you have to stop and listen to the bass line. It's like, you know, Dua Lipa, if you don't want to see me, it has a really strong bass line. this for me felt the same, like really strong bass line song. And we don't really have that many Eurovision songs with a very strong bass line.
Well, since we're talking about it, Dominic, what are your thoughts on Vincent Bueno coming back? And of course, having to come with something different this time.
Yeah, I think I've read that he's very disappointed that he can't sing live, because I can imagine like this song really meant a lot for him. But yeah, happy for this decision. Honestly, I still think that all of the participants should participate again in 2021. It would just be fair. Unfortunately, that's not the case for everyone, but I'm happy for him and also others like Guillaume Thiers or like others.
But sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna.
Yeah, go.
I was just gonna say that I want to come back to returning and not returning artists. First, I just want to get to some questions. Your boyfriend is asking, how's Estonia?
Estonia is as beautiful as ever. It was 8 degrees today. You don't know what that means to Estonia. That means like summer is here.
The Voice Reacts is saying, wie geht's to Dominic?
Mir geht's gut.
That was really good.
Auch gut. Yeah.
I've had some practice. So my family from my mom's side comes from Austria, and I went to Vienna a year and a half ago, which it wasn't my first time in Austria, but it was my first time in Vienna. Beautiful city. I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to at least have some kind of a grasp on German, especially since it's a language that I have a cultural connection to.
Wait a second. It's not German. It's also not Austrian. It's like
Bavarian.
Wienerisch. It's a totally different language. Because like I was there with the school, and then we made like there was a tour, and then the woman who was introducing basically Vienna was like, well, first of all, they're not speaking German or Austrian. No, it's Wienerisch. Okay. It was so hilarious. I just remembered.
Well, they did explain that a little bit to me, but they still said that like if you show up and you're speaking kind of, I don't know if they consider it standardized German or anything like that, they'll still understand what you're saying, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. You see, Polly is saying, "Stop rubbing it in, Clara." She really, really wants to be back in Estonia. Was there for Estilao, but had to come back shortly after.
Next year, more. Also, going back to what we were saying about the returning artist, but not the returning song. This is the chance they have to prove they're not a one-hit wonder, and they are true artists, and it's a challenge. And I remember I had this is kind of off topic but on topic. A friend of mine was he's an artist, and he was telling me that he didn't like to upload his art on Instagram because what if someone copies it? Then my response was like, then you do something better, keep evolving. It's a challenge. So I think this is a great opportunity for them to show that they're true artists.
I agree with you. I do think, however, that there are some artists who, perhaps have this long-term goal of eventually making it to Eurovision, and they kind of keep a song in their back pocket specifically for that moment. So, I mean, certainly it does mean that, okay, now you have to step it up even further and see if you're really the kind of artist that can make it to victory. But I'm sure that it's a big task to do that, especially if you've been putting a lot of hope into this one song. But yeah, we'll have to see how it will go. Euroboy is asking Dominic if you prefer the German or the Austrian entry this year.
Very good question. German. Definitely. So he was I think in total he was my second favorite out of the 41 songs. And Austria was still good, and it was in my top 20 or something. So I was happy, and I also feel a special connection to Austria. I'm half Austrian and half German, so both of them are considered as my home countries, more or less. So yeah, this time it was Germany, but it's normally Austria has better songs than Germany, in my opinion. But this year was So this year was different.
Generally speaking, I agree, but there are certain German songs that I like that aren't necessarily liked by everyone. So, Karen,
do you want to give us an example? Now we're super curious.
Oh, well, I liked Black Smoke. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, obviously, like it's
a very bad year with Austria and Germany, 0 points. It was like my heart is broken. I can't.
Yeah. And also, Jamie, was her name Jamie Lee?
Yeah, Jamie Lee Kravitz, which is basically living like 3 kilometers away from me. Like the the village next to me. That was hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you guys have any particular German songs that you liked?
2003 in the Lou, I think was her name. Because it says let's get happy and let's be gay, and I was like super young and I was singing this around the house and my mom was like, what?
What are you saying?
And I'm a straight girl. I don't mind admitting that, but like saying let's be gay, my mom.
You were ahead of your time.
I was ahead of my time, definitely.
Exactly. Dominic, any other German songs apart from this year's that you were really into?
Oh. Obviously, Satellite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for very good reasons. My Lena girl from Hanover, and I'm from Hanover, so yay. Mm-hmm. And also, Ghost was one of my favorites. It was very underrated for me.
Nice.
Actually, I remember which is I like it more than the one I just said, and it came like last, obviously. Angel, because I need you here. Because the recorded version was so good. It was so bad live.
2008 or 7. No,
I think it's 2007.
7?
Oh, okay.
No, 7 was Roger Cicero. That was 2008.
Yes, okay, then.
Yeah, the song was good, but the performance was awful. They were off tune, like very bad quality. Okay. Oh, it was awful. I was very frustrated. I was like, no.
And the dresses. You know, like this transparent paper you wrap food around?
Uh-huh.
It's like they've had tinted it purple and green, and they had gone like this around their bodies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. See, those years I'm kind of afraid to touch because I know that like that was kind of the end of the televote era and things were like really crazy. But eventually I'll get to it. I want to get to a comment from Karen's who, so we were actually going to talk about this. Who do you want to see for Norway next year? That Ulrika declined the invitation for MGP. So if you haven't heard, basically exactly what Karen's is saying, she was offered a spot in the final for MGP. Norway still wanted MGP to happen, but she declined that spot. And I believe that she will be performing as an interval act. As you know, they tend to do all across the continent with the selection shows, have the winner from last year perform the song that they won with, and then a new song as well. So we won't be seeing her. As for which artists, it's hard for me to say. Dominic, are there any Norwegian artists that you'd be looking forward to see?
There's one, I can't remember the name of her. Like a very tiny blonde girl, Aurora or something?
You've described like the 80% of Norwegian people.
Sorry. No, I mean the other one, no.
Was she from this year?
No, I don't think she has participated so far in the national final, but I know that she's from Norway and she had like 1 or 2 songs in at least in Germany. So she was like on a few television stages here in Germany. Oh, Adeline, something with A, I don't know.
Yeah, like Bon Bon song or something like that.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
This whole conversation is eluding me, so I don't know what to say.
Just say, yes, I know what you mean, and then we can go on.
Yes, let's so-and-so for Norway.
Let me take Adelene's songs, because I think you mean her.
There is a Norwegian artist that I would like to see who was my favorite from MGP last year, and that's Ingrid Berg Meus, I think is how you say her name. She was the one with the violin, who a lot of people know that song because it's who Alexander Rybak wrote about for Fairy Tale.
Again, I've missed this information. This is very important.
Tell me. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, so Fairy Tale, the winning song, was about this girl. They used to be in a relationship. Now they're friends. They're like, they've even collaborated, I believe. And she had a song in MGP last year called Feel with with her and the violin, and it was very nice. It had a kind of an electro, not electro pop, but it kind of reminded me of progressive house music with a violin, which to me just is a very nice combination when it works well. And yeah, I wouldn't expect to see her back, but she would be an artist that I would like to see if the opportunity was ever granted to her. So yeah.
The Adele song I was saying is Bailar al son del bom 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 bom. Bailar al son del bom 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 bom.
Okay, then I think that's a different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
No
this
problem.
time, and we're talking about someone else completely.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm fine.
Sarah Halloran is telling Karens that she would like to see Malin for Norway. She did the junior contest in 2005 and did well. Good to know. And she also has a dinner party to organize. Let us know how it goes. Olympic is saying that she talked to he talked to a couple of Luxembourgish artists, and they would love to go to ESC. They're going to try and contact RTL. I think it's time to pressure them again, like a Benelux Eurovision 2021. I kind of forget where it ends for Luxembourg, because I know that people are always talking about them coming back, and I know that they've won a number of times. And I know, Dominic, you seem to know about these things. Do you know what the status is?
Yeah, so the last competition was like 1994, 5, 6, so it's been a while. And they were very successful. I think they have won like 4 or 5 times. So not just like 1 or 2 victories, but a few. There's just no interest, and I have the feeling that the channel is not interested at all, because they basically decline a participation for next year right after the song contest has happened. So it's like, well, okay, this is the winner, and this song contest will take place in the Netherlands. And then the first message is like, well, Luxembourg declined already. It's like, you haven't even thought about it. What's the what's the point? It's like, I don't know. What it would have been very nice, especially like Netherlands, because Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg has some kind of connection to it. And yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them.
But maybe that's why they had spoken so quickly about it, because of the fact that it was their neighbor that they have these cultural ties with that had won, and perhaps they were anticipating that people were going to be like, "Come on, Luxembourg, come on back." And
yeah, but why not? You know, if San Marino can participate, Luxembourg can participate. Like, seriously.
If San Marino can If San Marino can participate, then anyone can participate, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Vatican to decide they want to participate.
Yeah, but I think like the biggest chances for a microstate, although Luxembourg isn't a microstate, but like has Andorra, because I have heard some rumors that they actually try to get back to it. There is a chance for Andorra. I can see that happening. It's been a while, but yeah, why not? So that would be a good thing. Maybe also Liechtenstein. They tried to get into the EBU a very long time. And I think, I can imagine, I hope it's not going to happen, but I think a lot of countries, or at least a few, will withdraw for next year because of the things happening. And maybe they're disappointed that they can't send the song, or maybe they just want to save money for the coronavirus or something. I don't know. So I can see that happening, and then maybe a country like Kazakhstan will get the chance, and also like they pushing Liechtenstein through, so they can participate. So at least they have like, I don't know, 35 countries or something.
All really good points, because I think, I mean, we haven't really talked about that, but I think that's certainly something to consider, the possibility, especially because you know that there is money that has been invested this year that won't necessarily see as much of a return. So that might put certain stations, certain stations, but also certain countries who don't have the disposable income to just kind of say, okay, whatever. And, you know, they are expecting that the economy is going to take a pretty big hit because of this. So I mean, and anything, yeah, it's good that you mentioned that. But on a positive note, Oren is saying that he feels they should have done a similar national final like Romania and Israel this year, with one artist and multiple songs. It's only fair for the artist, and they get their own national final. Clara, how do you feel about that? I guess speaking hypothetically about Ulrike.
I think It would be a nice gesture because I think national finals are very tough mentally, especially, and it would be good if it would be very nice. Hey, Andy, if the broadcaster would honor what that means, and I think it's really sad that they're not letting Ulrike compete for Norway. But then again, at the end of the day, national finals fit into schedule in a broadcaster that has to know probably a year in advance. And if there's not a national broadcaster broadcasting a national final, they have to look for a different program. And I'm probably sure that once an artist is chosen, then there's more artists for the next year lined up and things like that. So I think it's a good, I mean, I understand both sides. I understand the artist sides, and then I understand the broadcasting sides.
Mm-hmm. My only reservation about going to that kind of format, like I think it makes sense because of the fact that there are lots of artists who are going to want to return for next year, and because they now have to choose another song to fill that gap in the programming time slot would make sense. But I think that we've seen in certain examples, and some people might be able to think of one this year, where it's a single artist and multiple songs, and it feels like the effort is not distributed equally amongst the songs because maybe the artist really only likes one of them, or
hashtag Sherry Red.
Hey, you didn't hear that from me. I know a lot of people have speculated
I've
that.
seen it, pretty sure, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But for example, in 2003, I think the artist, in Spain at least, the artist had 3 songs, and Beth, that eventually won and went with Dime, she had a song she preferred, and she was begging people to not vote for Dime. And it's the one people voted. And at the end, she had to suck it up and go with that one, and she eventually did like it. We also saw the same thing with Lucia Rodriguez with She
2011.
Oh, you're so good. She had she was competing with 2 songs, Abrázame Fuerte and Que Me Quite Lo Bailao, and she loved Abrázame Fuerte because it was the style she usually sing. And she again did this petition on live TV, like, please don't vote for this other song because I prefer to go with this one. And the public did like whatever they wanted, of course, and she had to suck it up and go with the other song.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then if you're not as attached to that one, like, I mean, you should find a way to
you should be professional.
Yeah, but I mean, I like, for that reason, I'm not a fan of that format. But it seems to show up in some country every year. It seems so. I mean, and it seems that lots of people really like that because then there's not as much disappointment when the artist that they like doesn't get to go because it's only one.
Oh no, it's Roxanne. Oh,
I wanted Roxanne.
Yeah, I wanted Roxanne instead. But Roxanne was fine as well. Yeah.
ESC Matt is asking, Dominic, maybe you can answer this. Is Ben Dolic well known in Germany?
He is kind of known because he was a finalist in The Voice of Germany in 2000, let me lie, 18 or something. So he has some kind of celebrity, but it's not like he's a winner or that well known because afterwards he didn't publish any song or something. I think he has lived in Switzerland and Slovenia, like during 2018 to 20, so he wasn't really there. But I think he will try to establish his name during the year, so maybe he can like say, okay, I want to represent Germany again 2021 after like being well known, because now it was like, okay, he is a surprise new artist, but he doesn't have this advantage anymore, obviously. So maybe he has to bring a few songs so the more like the public is behind him as an artist, you know.
That's a good point. And I think, I mean, it seems that everyone's going to have that challenge of being able to maintain the momentum if they are selected to go again next year. But I mean, especially for somebody who is already quite new on the scene and only somewhat well known, then it's certainly going to be a challenge. But also a good opportunity because then they can they'll already have that attention put on them, especially if they make the announcement early enough so that people know to kind of watch what they're doing. So yeah, so I mean, it's a good point. Simon is saying he wanted to say that he's sorry he's late. He's been on the doorstep clapping for the NHS. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but basically we've seen videos of it happening in certain countries where the public applauds the health service workers, as a show of solidarity for all the hard work that they do, and risking their health and really their lives to be doing the work that needs to be done. So I'm glad that you were doing that. You could certainly skip out on Eurovox if that's what you were doing.
That's a good reason to skip Eurovox live.
Yeah, of course. And Iasinat is also saying he was in Malaga last week. The whole block was clapping from their balcony. Yeah. So I used to live in Barcelona, and so I've obviously I made some friends there, and I have them on social media, and I've seen that quite a bit as well, especially because close to where I lived, it was what was the name of that hospital? I think it was San Pau. It's the one that it's not a Gaudi building, but it looks really, really beautiful.
Yes, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of videos of people, just clapping from outside there, and it felt nice, especially because I had lived quite close to that. So yeah, guys, I think we should probably wrap it up now. But it's been great talking with you as always. Also great to hear some of the things that you guys are doing aside from Eurovision. But yeah, so keep tuning in. We're going to be doing this for for the next few nights at least. Every night, 9 p.m. Central European time. Is that right? Okay. I always have to make sure because of the time switching that happens around this time of year, so just in case, so that I don't show up late.
What time is it for you, out of curiosity?
Right now it's 4:30 in the afternoon.
Nice. Yeah. For me it's 10:30.
And normally it would be 3:30 if it was those times over there, so that's why I'm just making sure. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Dominic and Clara, pleasure as always. And we will see you guys next time. So take care.
Bye.
Bye.